Oh, so we talking defense? All right, let's get it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Right now, we're about to get into defense, deep down a rabbit hole of badge requirements, but also just trying to give you the concept of what you need to look for your build, specific attributes that you want to put up so that you can make sure you're a great lockdown defender. This is going to work for point guards, centers, and so much more. We have different categories within defense, and this will really hopefully help you guys and give you guys the rundown. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start off showing you the requirements and giving you the concept of what you need to pay attention to. I have the chart right here for the requirements. For example, if I'm a perimeter player, I definitely want to look at what are the requirements for me to be able to lock it down. All right. I honestly believe 85 can be a really decent spot with a silver clamps. That's a very low number for a defender, and you can get it on silver. I think that'll be worth it if you're very skilled enough to have silver. If you're not that great and you might need a little bit better animations, better bumps, turning it up to a 93 for gold, or even a 99 if you're going to be extreme and be a pure lockdown, could be very fun and interesting. Remember, there are requirements which are not very heavy for this, but they are there, which is a 60 for Hall of Fame clamps. All right. With that being said, other badges like Challenger, extremely helpful on the perimeter defense to contest. About an 87. So think about it. I get an 85. If I'm not really trying to go maxing out my defense, I get an 85 perimeter, turn it up to an 87 so I can have Challenger as well. It's going to basically help me contest shots. Okay. But the highest for Hall of Fame is going to be a 94. Okay. So imagine if I wanted gold clamps at a 93 and then I add that with a 94 instead, giving me 2-for-1 basically. All right. And there's a bunch of badges that you can do that with that are going to be important. Now, the most important badge that's new and interesting to see how it's going to play a dynamic effect is Immovable Enforcer. Right. This is a badge dependent on strength only. And the reason this is important is because this is kind of like its own clamps, but a different version. It's basically going to allow you not to get blown by. It's going to stop people from trying to force their way through to you. So this is going to be a critical badge, I think personally, for lockdowns. And it has a very high requirement when it gets to gold. Okay, at an 85, that's decent. That's going to be able to, I'm going to be able to get that and be a decent defender. And honestly feel like an 87, I can have these three badges and pretty much hold it decently. All right. But if I want to be extreme, like I said, a 99 to get Hall of Fame clamps, Challenger, and Immovable Force. Now, if we're going all the way 99, of course, 94 feet, which is basically a full court press badge, is important for that play style. And I can definitely do it with a 95 requirement for Hall of Fame. Okay. So all of these are combining together for the guard builds that are going to be basically guarding perimeter for the most part. Again, if you're one of those wing players, small forward, power forward, you don't need that high in the 90s. I would say 70s to 80s, where you can unlock a little bit of these badges, will be great. And then fast feet to stay in front of people. This is kind of like a speed boost for defenders. A new badge that we don't know how good it's going to be. If it's going to be critical, then you definitely want to reach that Hall of Fame in 97. But at an 83, you're going to automatically unlock that by unlocking other badges that I just talked about as well. And that is the dynamic that I'm looking at. Personally, there's this badge right here that people don't pay attention to, but I know for a fact, as somebody who breaks a lot of people's ankles, when someone has ankle breakers on or not. When they don't have it on, I can break more ankles than ever. All right. Having it on, even bronze alone, is going to be more than enough to stop the average player. Good players, you're going to need it a bit higher. So personally, you can look out to see what you're going to be getting. If you went to an 87 to unlock all of these that we just talked about on gold or silver, you can go to an 89 and end up having ankle breakers as well. All right. So just a little bit of a boost to your thing. And this is the concept that I personally do when I'm starting to make a build. slowly turning it up or turning it down depending on the badge requirements. All right, with that out of the way, this is more a mixed bag of type of defense that you're going to play. Chase down to me is always a fun badge to have if you can get some blocks when someone does get by you. And this one has some very high requirements on block for a 94 for Hall of Fame. So personally, I'll probably be on a lot of my builds would be at the 87 to 78. 87 is going to give me gold. That's a lot. And then I'm going to need some speed and vertical to be able to use it, which I will have for any defender that I put on. So personally, 87. Again, you keep hearing that numbers for a reason. And then glove. This is a very interesting one. The only thing you can do with glove is use steel to boost it. All right, 99 for Hall of Fame. I'm not sure everybody needs this other than the lockdowns. And then for normal players, having it on bronze isn't a bad idea, but we don't know how good or effective it is. Maybe an 85 steel. If you have the attributes and you're going to be a lockdown, there's no reason not to have steel. Even 1 through 4 usually gets more steals than anybody. And of course, the big man can get some steals if he boosts it up as well. So pay attention to that. Speaking of steals, Interceptor, another one of those steel badges. And the highest is at a 95. All right. Personally, again, look at that 89. I'm going to get a lot of these badges within the 80 realm. And I'm not going to have to cost myself a full build just to make a lockdown. So it just depends on how efficient you want to be and maybe how good these badges will end up coming out. Off-ball pest and pick dodger to me kind of go together. They're perimeter base. As you can see, the requirements for Hall of Fame are pretty high. When it comes to gold, they're a lot lower for off-ball pest, and then pick dodger at a 91. Maybe I can put pick dodger on silver at 84 with perimeter defense, you see? So those are the type of things you want to think about. Now, for a general big men, even for big men, when I'm getting rebounds as a center, personally, I like Workhorse so I can get those loose balls more than other players. It's going to cost a 99 stamina. Will you need that for every build? I don't think so, but who knows this year. As far as the other requirements, interior defense or perimeter defense, you're sitting here with a 94 and a 93. But again, for gold, 86. So this is a doable, attainable thing for a lot of the big men. And even for guards, they can definitely get the loose balls, especially if you are going to be on ball lockdown. All right. Personally, I think it's necessary for lockdowns. If you tip the ball, you want to be able to grab the loose ball. This is going to help you with animations. All right. And the number one badge that I'm going to be testing out, and I'm definitely going to have a video just for this, it is right stick ripper. All right. On Hall of Fame is a 96. I'm going to have a 99 on my build. And I don't normally do that, but I do want to get my lockdown build back in action, and I'm going to do it right by having it at a 96 or better to be able to have right stick stripper on Hall of Fame. But you can have it at an 84 and be able to poke a little better. It's going to help you drastically. All right. And last but not least, there's a bunch more badges. These are all for the big men. All right. We have anchor, which is for interior defense. And the highest you need to go is an 85. That's a steal. Okay. When I say that's a steal, I mean like literally you can get that on a point guard if you make a big point guard, right? Most likely. So 85, that's easy to get. Every center should have an 85 in my opinion. And then of course the blocks requirements is a 99. So high stuff. And box out, definitely an important badge. Personally, if you're going to be rebounding, get that rebound high. All right. And it doesn't require too much, a 93 overall. That's easy to get. Personally, I don't think you should do 93 unless you're skilled at boxing out. So this box out at 93 is perfect. The 99 rebound chaser is key. And the reason I'm saying that is because not everybody has the skills to be in position. These things do help a little bit. All right. Brick wall. Again, it goes down to strength. 99 strength for the Hall of Fame. But do you need that? I'm probably going to go with silver this year. But if my build has a lot of strength, which it will for my center, I'm going to easily get up there. All right. And then you got Pogo and these other requirements. We're going to go down to the bottom and talk about rebound chaser 99. One of your attributes as a center should have a 99. The argument that it should be a 93, as I just said, is only for the very skilled players who are capable of repositioning themselves, not getting stuck behind somebody and wrapping around them to get rebounds. If that's the case, then you go to 93 so you can have box out beast on Hall of Fame and then have rebound chaser on gold at a 92. That is the general setup for defense. And of course, all of this doesn't combine. Some of these are strictly for guards. Some of them are for centers and wings. There's different things you want to do. The point that I want to make while I make these videos for each of the categories is to focus on what you are going to do best. Okay. If I'm going to be guard and ball, I need clamps all day. If I'm the power forward, I don't need clamps. I want to focus more on interior stuff and things of that nature. For example, anchor, and rebounds and things like that. If I'm a center, focus on what your build is made for, and then being able to complement that with these attributes and badges meeting the requirements for them. All right. Well, that's the video for today. But if you want to check out the shooting, finishing, and playmaking, we have all of that in the channel. Hope that you appreciated it. And if you did, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. See y'all on the court. Bless up.